boys and girls, it's Mrs. Lynch. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys about how to identify two different kinds of text. And that just really means when you pick up a book, you're going to be able to say if it's a fiction book or if it's nonfiction. Now you may be thinking, what are those words? Or you may be thinking, yeah, I've heard of those words before. So a fiction book is a book that's not real. And a nonfiction book is a book that is not fake, but it's real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you guys two different books. One's going to be a fiction book and one's going to be a nonfiction book. And we're going to talk about what makes that book fiction and why that book is nonfiction. And I made two handy dandy charts with me. And you can kind of see, and we're going to go over this in a little bit, but the top says what is nonfiction and what is fiction. And we're going to use our charts to help us decide what's fiction and what's nonfiction. So the first book I'm going to quickly read to you guys is a book called Pete the Cat and His Magic Sunglasses. Now, right away, you should be thinking, well, I know Pete the Cat books, and I know that Pete the Cat talks, and he has animals that talk, and there's some funny things that he does. So in my head, I'm already thinking, well, this is not a true story. This is make-believe, so that means it's probably going to be fiction. But let's see. So Pete the Cat and His Magic Sunglasses. Pete the Cat did not feel happy. Pete had never, ever, ever, ever been grumpy before. Pete had the blue cat blues. Then, as if things were not bad enough, along came Grumpy Toad. Grumpy Toad was never happy. He always wore a frown. But Grumpy Toad was not grumpy today. He said, "These cool blue magic sunglasses make the blues go away. They help you see things in a whole new way." So the frog or the toad is talking. Can that happen in real life? Put on the cool blue magic sunglasses. He looked all around. Right on. The birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, I'm feeling all right. Pete thanked Grumpy Toad for the cool blue magic sunglasses. He went on his way, and as soon as he saw Squirrel did not look happy. Pete said, "What's wrong, Squirrel?" "I'm so mad. Nothing is going my way. I only found one acorn today." Pete said, "Try these cool blue magic sunglasses. They help you see things in a whole new way." Squirrel put on the cool blue magic sunglasses and looked all around. Awesome! The birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, I'm feeling all right. Pete said goodbye to Squirrel and continued on his way. As soon as he saw his friend Turtle, Turtle did not look happy. "What's wrong, Turtle?" Pete asked. "I'm so frustrated. Nothing's going my way. I'm all upside down today." And he really is. Pete said, "Try these cool blue magic sunglasses. They help you see things in a whole new way." Turtle put on the cool blue magic sunglasses and looked all around. Far out, the birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, I'm feeling all right. Pete kept rolling along until he saw Alligator. Alligator did not look happy. "What's wrong, Alligator?" Pete asked. "I'm so sad. Nothing's going my way. No one wants to play with me today." Pete said, "Try these cool blue magic sunglasses. They help you see things in a whole new way." Alligator put on the cool blue magic sunglasses and looked all around. Rockin'. The birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, I'm feeling all right. Pete was rolling along and feeling all right when suddenly he fell back. The cool blue magic sunglasses went crack. Uh-oh, Pete didn't know what to do without those sunglasses. Poor sunglasses. Just then, Pete looked up at the tree. Wise old owl said, "Pete, you don't need magic sunglasses to see things in a new way. Just remember to look for the good in every day." Pete looked around without his sunglasses. Too cool. The birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining. We're feeling all right. And that's it. So now this book, Pete the Cat, is a fiction book. And why is this a fiction book? So you may be thinking because the animals are talking and because that can happen in real life. Well, you're right. So fiction, if I take my chart, what is fiction? Fiction books are made up books by the author. They're made up stories. They're not true. Fiction books usually have characters in them, a setting, which means where the story takes place, and a plot, which is a fancy word for saying you have to read it from the beginning to the middle to the end. You can't start a fiction book at the end and read it backwards because it wouldn't make sense. It has a beginning, middle, and end that needs to be read in order. So some popular fiction books may be Pete the Cat, The Gruffalo, Piggy and Elephant, The Pigeon books, anything to do with weird characters. So fiction books are books that you have to read in order. And another thing about fiction books is that usually the illustrations are fancy. They're really pretty. They usually have an illustrator who draws the illustrations, and you can tell they're kind of made up. You also read fiction to enjoy it. They're really fun books to read because they have a setting, they have a plot, they're characters that we really like, and we really enjoy reading to it. And we can usually tell what happens in the book. Now, I'm going to read you guys another book quickly. And this book is called Dive Dolphin. Now, we can already start thinking in our mind, well, this is a real picture of a dolphin. So I wonder if this is going to be a fake story, fiction, or true story, a not fake story, which is nonfiction. Let's see. Dive Dolphin. Dive Dolphin. There are many kinds of dolphins. Some have long beaks. Some have short beaks. These dolphins have stripes. These dolphins have spots. Some dolphins live in the ocean. Others live in rivers. All dolphins have flippers, a fin, and a tail. Now this is a picture, and this is kind of like a diagram because it's labeling, well, this is the tail, this is the fin, and this is the flipper of a dolphin. Dolphins swim together. They work as teams to hunt fish. Dolphins like to play with things they find in the water. This dolphin played with seaweed, so he has a bunch of seaweed in his mouth. They also like to leap and jump. Dolphins need to breathe. They come to the top of the water to get air. Now, this is another cool thing about this book is that it's telling us information about the eye or the blowhole, and it says a dolphin gets air through its blowhole. Then it dives back down into the water. So it's telling us something specific about a dolphin. Dive Dolphin. And then it talks about the different dolphins' habitats and where they are. And then it gives us some important vocabulary that was in the book that we needed in order to understand dolphins. So what are we thinking? Is this make-believe? Fiction? Or is this true, can happen, real things, nonfiction? Well, it's nonfiction. And the reason why this is nonfiction is because this is about true information. It gives us facts about dolphins. After reading this book, we can tell some things that we learned about dolphins. Like we can learn that they hunt together for fish. They have a blowhole. They have either short noses or long noses, which is called beaks. We also learned that some have stripes and some have spots. So we learned a lot of things in this book about dolphins. And also another cool thing that makes this nonfiction, which means true, is that it had diagrams. There's a diagram of a dolphin. Now, usually nonfiction books are going to have diagrams. They're going to give you some kind of map, vocabulary that you need in order to read the book. So if I take out our nonfiction part, it says, what is nonfiction? Nonfiction books are about real things. Could be about people, could be telling us about animals, events, places. So some things that authors choose to write about nonfiction is about history, sports, how-to books, like how to play a sport, how to bake something, how to build things. It teaches us about important people, places, animals, transportation. They're real facts, and and you read them to learn information. So when we read nonfiction, we read it to learn about real information. And you can read it in any kind of order. So the best thing about this is that I could have picked up this book about dolphins and read any page, and I would have learned something. I didn't have to read it from the beginning to the end like you have to do in fiction. So this is a nonfiction book. So what we're going to quickly do is we learn that this is fiction because it's made up. It's not real. Animals are talking. I have to read it in order. We learn this is nonfiction because this is about real things. I'm learning about dolphins in it. I'm going to quickly show you a couple of books, and we're going to decide if it's fiction or nonfiction. And we're going to do that just quickly, doing a book walk or looking at the front cover. This is the Gruffalo, and it's about animals talking, and they're all talking. If you don't know this book, you should read it. It's one of my favorites, and it's about a made-up character called a Gruffalo. What do we think? Real, not real? Fiction, make-believe, or nonfiction? Real. It's fiction. This can't happen in real life. What about The Day the Crayons Can Come Home? And this is a book about crayons writing letters to a little boy. Can that happen in real life? Can crayons write us stories in real life or letters? No. This is fiction. It's make-believe. It can't happen. What about a safari? So this is about going on a safari, and it teaches us things about what you see on a safari. And I can open up the pages and just quickly see that there's some real pictures of what could happen on a safari and real animals you can see on a safari. Is this make-believe, which means fiction, or is this true, which means nonfiction? It's nonfiction. This is teaching us things about facts about safari. What about Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus? Fiction. It's make-believe. Pigeons can't really talk. Pigeons don't want to drive a bus, right? It's fiction, not real, make-believe. What about this book about butterflies? If I open it up, I can see it's going to tell me on this page what butterflies look like. This page is going to tell me what butterflies do, and there's some real photos. All of this is true. It's teaching me facts about butterflies. So this is nonfiction, which means real. What about this book about dinosaurs? It's going to tell me all the different dinosaurs from A to Z. And if I open it up, I can see that this is a table of contents, which usually is also another feature of nonfiction. And I can see there's a bunch of diagrams in here. All of these pictures and contain facts about the dinosaurs. So since it's telling me facts, it's nonfiction, which means real. This is called Mother Bruce, and it's about a bear who becomes a mother to ducklings, and they talk, and I have to read it in order, and I can tell looking at it that the pages aren't real. I can't open it up and learn a fact about a bear or a fact about ducks. So this is fiction, fake, not real. Last one, dogs. This is going to tell me all about dogs. And again, I can open it up and see that this page is going to teach me about the sight and sound of dogs. And if I turn, this is going to teach me about puppies. So because it's teaching me about facts and the pictures look real and I can read it in any order, it's nonfiction, which means real. So you guys have a duty. Your duty or your goal is to pick a book, any book. It could be a book that you want to read. It could be a book that you read on Raz Kids. It could be a book that mom or dad read to you, or maybe a sibling read to you, or grandma reads to you. You're going to pick a book, read it, have it read to you, and then I want you to identify whether it's fiction or nonfiction and how you knew. Now, you can post a video to your portfolio, or you could use the worksheet that was on the slide for today. So remember, your goal is to read a book, tell me if it's fiction or nonfiction, and how you knew. You're going to post that to your teacher and let them know. And I hope that you now know how to identify a book that's fiction or nonfiction.